Tongari Boushi has great animation and I genuinely feel like that it has set a new standard of animation. But I personally feel like that there is an anime coming out this very season that has better animation than Tongari Boushi, and that is Nippon Sangoku. But before that, why is Tongari Boushi's animation so good? What does it do different? Now, Tongari Boushi's animation is a phenomenon of its own. It is such a different and over-the-top thing. The animation on the surface looks amazing, it's stylish, does look fucking great. But there is some technical reasons why it has become a new standard of animation, as I said before. Now, for some reason, anime struggle with camera motion. Whenever the camera has to move with the character in any direction, that is where weird things starts to happen. And those scenes don't really feel natural. In general, anime struggles with camera movement, but when the camera has to move in the opposite direction from the characters, no matter how well developed an anime is, that is the place where every anime struggles. It feels like that the upper part of the character is supposed to look forward, but it is looking at the camera's direction, and it looks awkward, weird, and does not make sense. Does not make sense as a physical thing. Now let me give you an example. Kori no Chohegi. That anime is genuinely good and the animation is superb for what it is. But there is a scene in the opening when our four main characters are moving side by side in a circle type motion. And it looks good, but whenever you stop a little and focus on the movement, it looks awkward. It just feels like when the characters are going away, they are just getting smaller. And that is what happens when anything goes away, it gets smaller. But in the real world, you don't physically get smaller, right? The distance increases. But most of the times in these types of scenes, it just feels like that the characters are getting smaller as they go forward or away. And that looks weird. That does not make sense. Doing that feels alright, but when you try to focus on it and see it, you kind of feel awkward. You feel like there is something missing here. And I think that problem arose in the first place because there was over-reliance of these action lines that make everything epic for no reason at all. They look fucking cool because these action lines told where the movement was occurring, so camera movement was not that much needed. So people did not really cared about or tried to do that camera movement because there was no need. And anime had struggled with this very thing for a long time. But with the sweet embrace of Tongari Boushi, that problem just evaporated. In Tongari Boushi, there is so much camera movement. Every second the camera is moving, the camera is doing something. And most of the anime don't move camera as much. They don't want to move the camera. Because if they move the camera, the previous problem that I talked about will appear. So they don't do it. But Tongari Boushi says, fuck all. We are gonna do that. And they don't just say that, they fucking do it. Their movement feels so natural, feels like that this movement makes sense. Even if you can not tell technically or physically, you will feel that, yeah, this looks fucking great. You can feel that difference even if you cannot see that difference. That is the most amazing part about Tongari Boushi. And another problem, whenever you see a character from a different angle, sometimes that character feels like that is a different character. That character feels different, do not look like the same person. That occurs from time to time because most of the times animators don't have that much time to look at every single frame and work on it a lot. Sometimes that occurs, not most of the times. But in Tongari Boushi, the character design itself is so consistent. No matter what the angle is, no matter where the camera is, where the characters are, the character will look the same thing. It does not matter if they are what they are doing, or they are jumping, they are shitting, or whatever. They will look the same thing, the same person, no matter how difficult that scene is supposed to be. That is why I think technically it has set a new standard in this anime community, in this anime industry. I hope you haven't forgotten. At the start of this video, I said there is an anime coming out this very season that has even better animation than Tongari Boushi, and that is Nippon Sangoku. An anime better than Tongari Boushi. That seems impossible to think. That does not make sense. How is that possible? Well, it is. Now, Nippon Sangoku does not really do anything technically amazing, and it does not do anything new. But it uses the same techniques that anime has used for many years, but combined it into a thing that for some reason looks so much different than any anime existing before Nippon Sangoku. I've never fucking ever have looked at this Japanese looking character design. This character design looks too Japanese and looks too fucking detailed. When you look at it, the first thing you think, this is beautiful, but the second thing you think, how the fuck they are going to animate with this? Now the consistency of character design that I talked about before is even better than Tongari Boushi. With this character design, every character looks so characteristically different from each other, feels so different from each other, tell a whole different story from just their character design. And not in a single fucking scene, the character looks different, awkward, or somebody they are not supposed to be. Every single scene looks so consistent and so fucking beautiful. That beautifulness comes from, for what I think, time. I think that this anime has got so much time to be animated. Now I want to talk about a moth. Yeah, seriously, a fucking moth. When this moth first comes up, it just looks that there is movement, it looks alright. But when that fucker sits, I have never fucking seen a more realistic looking moth in my entire life. Not even in real life. Now, if it is that realistic, why don't we compare it to the real fucking thing? Well, look at this. Doesn't this look fucking identical? It does to me. How is that fucking possible? For me at least, this looks impossible for me. I don't think anime or any animated thing can make a fucking moth look this realistic and this consistent with the movement, this realistic with the movement. It looks, feels, and everything about it is a real fucking moth. And that is so surprising for me. That moth is one of the best things this anime has ever given us. This community, this industry has ever given us. That was the best thing in this anime. But not only that, there is a lot more. Now, the directional style of this anime is much more like a manga. Now, it is an anime, but the directional style or the animation style looks much more similar to a manga. This style gives so much mood, so much not realism. The animation style itself is realistic. It looks very realistic. The atmosphere, the characters themselves look very Japanese. Everything is realistic. But you will think getting this comedic or cartoonish or manga-ish style into this will look weird. But somehow this anime does some black magic to convey that style in such a beautiful way, in such an consistent and such an flowy way. It does not feel that it does not belong there. It feels like it fucking belongs here. I do not think that any anime or any animated thing can look close to this realistic. I think this is the pinnacle of realism in anime, in animation itself. And that is the beauty of this anime. No matter how you look at it, it looks fucking amazing. But animation isn't the important thing. If the story is itself is as, no matter how good an animation is, it does not fucking matter. The most important thing in any medium that is supposed to tell a story, if the story is good, that is the most important thing. Then the direction, animation, or whatever comes up. First, it's the story. If the story isn't good, it does not matter whatever it looks like. Because we cannot suck anything that just looks good. Because many of us are not Jujutsu Kaisen fans. Right? Please say yes, please don't go away, please. If these two anime cannot prove that as and story, they are good. They are a good story that wants to tell something. So these anime will have to prove themselves to the viewers that they are a good story that wants to tell something. And the one that does that better will be a better anime and will become a thing that might be remembered in the future many years from now. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. So bye bye. And yeah, go watch this video and subscribe and do your thing, whatever you want to. So bye bye. Oh, fuck.